gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all mix. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. See, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but we them Niners. What's going on? It's your boy Breezy, man. I'm here bringing you back another full fan mock draft show here on the Nothing But Niners network. Yes, I called it a network because we're trying to do big things, man, and we're going to be on the network real soon. So make sure you guys are all in tune, man. I got a special guest on today's show. I can't wait to bring him in, man. All right, so before we go and do that, man, we're going to go through all the formalities of the show, right? So there's a bunch of stuff I got to get through. All right, so number one, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It's right there down on your screen. It's in gold, as you can see with white writing. All right, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. The second thing you're going to do is follow us on Snapchat at Nothing But 9 NERS. Again, that's Nothing But 9 NERS. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Nothing But Niners, spelled all the way out. Guys that like words, boom, it's right there for you. All right, make sure you have our website. You can go to this website and you can get all the latest news and the articles and what's going on, what we're doing in the community, all those good things from Nothing But Niners, from 49ers and all that good stuff. Make sure you go to our website at www.nothingbutniners.com. You can also email us just your questions, your thoughts, pictures, things that you want to share, you want us to share on the air, all that good stuff, man. Make sure you email us at nbniners@nothingbutniners.com. Again, that's nb9ers at nothingbutniners.com. Check it out, man. I got on an exclusive Super Bowl shirt. It's the NFC Championship edition of us going to Super Bowl 54. And guess where I got it? ShopNB9ers.com. Again, ShopNB9ERS.com, man. Go there and get all the latest exclusive wear. We got joggers up there right now, and it is jogging season, so make sure you go there. You get your sweats, you get your stuff, you get into them, man. Water bottles are coming soon. I can promise you that. Man, for our podcast listeners, we're on all the podcast platforms, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, you name it. All the podcast apps are there, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe us. Woo! I be trying to do that in a breeze, man. That's why they call me Breezy, man. I try to get it in, get it out. But woo, that was a lot. We got to shrink some of that stuff down. But listen, guys, we're going to bring you another full fan mock draft show. And I wanted to bring on a 49er specialist on today. Being that it's Sunday, it's a special day. We want to bring on a special guest. All right. So we're going to bring him in soon. Listen, I'm hoping things work out really smooth today. I took the expose off my keyboard, so I won't be swiping from page to page. So that shouldn't happen. Sorry, Tony. All right. So that's gone. Shout out to my man, George Padilla. He decided to buy me a mouse. So when that mouse comes, we will be in mouse action or mice action, however you say it to all my English teachers out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring in the one and only, you know him as Mr. Grant Cohn. He is here.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, man?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man. First, I just want to give you a huge congratulations to your newest endeavor with SI, man. Why don't you tell the world a little bit more about what you're doing with SI?
I'm covering the 49ers for Sports Illustrated now. You can find me at si.com/NFL/49ers. I'm writing 2-3 articles a day, videos, all kind of stuff. Check it out.
Man, that is huge, man. I've been reading Sports Illustrated since I was 2. Like before I could read, you know what I'm saying? Like I have pictures. Don't act like you didn't make collages and cut out the pictures of all the 49ers and have them on a big old poster board and all that type of stuff, man. I've been doing my thing since I was 2. I'm trying to tell you.
I used to have Sports Illustrated for kids, and I would fold out the little cards that they would give me. Yeah. I got Steve Young to sign one of those Sports Illustrated.
Nice. I remember those cards, man. Yep. Yes. That's right. We go back. That's a 90s thing for y'all that don't know. That's a 90s thing. All right. Listen, man, we're going to do our fan interaction show, man, and they're going to be commenting. They're going to like your picks. They might not like your picks. They already know the deal. They're going to give you the thumbs up. They're going to give you the thumbs down. I'm not sure if you can see the comments, but a lot of fans are congratulating you on your endeavors, man, and that's cool. So
I see. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
So we're gonna share this screen right now, and we're gonna get this draft crack-a-lacking. Now, man, I follow you. I like what you be posting, and you be all over the place. You've been all over the place with this draft. All right, you're talking quarterbacks and this and that, and I'm like, okay. So I can't wait to see you do this live draft. This is not planned, everybody. I'm not even sure if he's used this simulator before.
Never have. Never have.
So here we go. Let's get this cracking. I'm hoping you guys aren't getting any echo, any feedback. Man, I was watching the show last night. Man, it was like two of my favorite producers of all time, Teddy Riley and Babyface, and the feedback was crazy that they had to stop the show, yo. Like they had to stop it. All right, so here we go. We're going to get the simulator popping. As you can see, I'm going to select the 49ers. All right, they are selected. We're going to start the simulator. It should be on. We're going to do normal speed so you can talk to the people. All right, and here we go. All right. I'll read off the first picks. Let me know if you can see. If you can't see, I'll blow it up for you. Oh, snap. Okay. So it gets different every day, and it's really spot on. If you haven't been using this, it's pretty much spot on. But the first pick, as you can see, is Joe Burrow. He's going to the Bengals. Chase Young to the Redskins. Jeff Okudah to the Lions. Those first three picks are pretty typical across all the simulators across the board, right? Here's the curveball. Jerry Jeudy was selected by the New York Football Giants, and that threw me a curveball. Tua's going to the Dolphins. Derek Brown to the Chargers. Isaiah Simmons to the Panthers. Mekhi Becton to the Cardinals. Tristan Wirfs to the Jets, which is I think they should get an offensive lineman. Jedrick Wells to the Browns. I think they should get an offensive lineman. Henry Ruggs to the Jaguars, and Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs, little bro, going to Diggs. That's his brother. He's going to the Raiders. All right, the Las Vegas Raiders, that is. You are on the clock. You have the 13th pick. Do you think you know where you might want to go with this pick? And it's all on you, bro.
I already know. I know exactly what I'm gonna. But here's the thing. What I'm gonna do today is not who I would take, because the Niners never do what I would take, and that's irrelevant. But I think I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to predict what the Niners are going to do. And I have a pretty good feeling for what I think they're going to do.
Okay, that's perfect. I like that.
Okay, so this is what I think's going to happen.
Let's go.
I think they're going to take the offensive tackle from Georgia, Andrew Thomas. And I'll explain why. But I'm very confident they're going to take Andrew Thomas.
Okay. Is your pick in?
That's it. Andrew Thomas, Georgia.
Here we go. All right, with the 13th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Georgia. Tell us why, baby.
He's an offensive lineman. If you look at Kyle Shanahan's history, Mike Shanahan's history, they only pretty much take offensive linemen, offensive tackles, defensive linemen, quarterbacks, or linebackers who are the quarterbacks of the defense in the first round. Taking a wide receiver is risky. Taking a cornerback is risky. I know fans want it to happen. I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, if you look at John Lynch's history, he went Solomon Thomas, then he went offensive tackle, then he went Nick Bosa. And I think what they're going to do is it's either going to be a defensive lineman or an offensive tackle. They could go Kinlaw, they could go Derek Brown, but he's not available. I think they're going to take Andrew Thomas, and I think Joe Staley's probably going to retire after the draft.
So this is going to be Joe Staley's replacement tackle.
Yeah.
And I get it, and it seems like a great pick. And I'm thinking in my mental Rolodex, and was it you that posted defensive tackle? So
yeah, that's right. I mean, I would take CJ Henderson. I'm a big cornerback guy.
Gotcha.
But from I'm not a GM, and my job isn't on the line. And the offensive tackle is always the safer pick. Corners can bust hard. Wide receivers can bust hard. I know all the fans want CeeDee Lamb at 13, but who knows? You're taking a Big 12 wide receiver. That's dangerous. You could get nothing there. So I just feel like the Niners build through the trenches. The Shanahans do. The Lynches do. Be prepared for Andrew Thomas at 14, even at 13, even though it's not really what you would want or what I would want.
Yeah, man. It's definitely. It's not the sexy pick, right?
It's not
the sexy pick, but it's probably the most logical pick because this guy is here, right? Yeah, you could get an offensive tackle later on in the draft, and then you got to feel like, is he going to pan out? Am I going to have to work on him? Is he going to end up like someone we already have? Or you could get the stud, like the guy that might come in and actually be the replacement to the Pro Bowl, all-pro offensive tackle, left tackle that we have right now that may be retiring like really soon. I mean, he's been playing for a long time for the 49ers. So that's actually a great pick, man. I know it's not sexy, guys. I know you guys are watching. You're giving them the thumbs down. The first one I saw was a thumbs down. And
that's fair.
You got to get the boo. And
that's fair. It's going to happen.
It is fair. But, yo, check the 49ers draft record. Check what they've been doing. Check. Yes. They have been drafting the skill picks later on in the draft. Second round, third round, fourth round. They double up in the third. That's a good pick. Hey, I got the joint on pause as of right now, just in case you say you might want to trade up or whatever. Do you feel like you're going straight to 31? If so, I'll resume the draft.
No, I'm going straight to 31. No trade up.
All right, draft is resuming. Here we go. CeeDee Lamb went to the Falcons, y'all. They will have Ridley, Lamb, and Julio, who's 30, by the way. You did get a lot of thumbs up, though.
That's all right. I might have given it a thumbs down, too. I would take a corner. I'd probably take a wide receiver, but I'm telling you, the Niners are going to go safe and take a tackle or a defensive lineman. And I think if Andrew Thomas is available, they're going to take him. Just mentally prepare yourself for that kind of like womp move. But if he holds down the left side for 10 years, it'll probably work out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you want. Right? And that's the whole point. All right, man, you are at 31. What's going on?
I'm trading down. I'm trading down.
We're trading.
Miggs off the board. Rieger's off the board. I want to trade down to 37.
Okay.
If that's possible.
We're going to make it. We're going to try to make it possible. So we're going to trade with the Chargers.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what do you want to give up? I know we're giving up the 31st. We want their first. I'm sure you want the 37th. And what else do you think is feasible?
Give me 112. That should be even.
All right. So let's go start there. We'll propose that trade. It's been accepted. All right. We have traded back with the Los Angeles Chargers. Excuse me, guys. With the Los Angeles Chargers to 37. They now have their back in the first round. We will now have a second round pick. And now they believe we have a fourth round pick. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's resume the draft. Now I'm wondering, before you say your pick, though, just say that the pick is in, because I want them to be surprised. All right. Don't say your guy if you see him on the board. All right, you're at 37. Where you going?
Not where I'm going. Where the Niners are going. Okay, they went offensive tackle first.
Yeah.
And I think it's either going to play out one of two ways. They take Kinlaw first and someone like Cushenberry second, or they take Thomas first and a defensive tackle second. Again, it's not what I would do, but they traded DeForest Buckner. And if they go offense with their first pick, they're going defense with their second pick. And if they go defense, it's going to be a defensive lineman. So I'm saying Missouri defensive tackle Jordan Elliott.
Is that your pick?
That's my pick.
All right.
I know they have him at 75 on this. He's going to go a lot higher than 75.
Yo, I'm
telling you right now.
I woke up this morning to watch film on this guy because I fell asleep hearing his name in my head. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, with the 37th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select defensive tackle out of Missouri, Jordan Elliott. Let's see what they're saying. Talk about Jordan Elliott.
He's a big time 3 technique who can step in right away and replace DeForest Buckner. NFL.com compares him to Kawan Short. He's big. He's strong. He can play 1 technique, 3 technique, 5 technique. He's a load. I mean, he was getting double teamed consistently in college on the Niners. He'll get one-on-ones, and I think the Niners will feel like he could replace a lot of what Buckner did. I know they have him at 75 here. He's going to go right by that TCU guy, Blacklock. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Niners have a lot of talent on the defensive line, but they just traded Buckner, and I feel very strongly that they're going to double up O-line, D-line with their first 2 picks. So that's what you got to know.
Yeah, and it's possible because the defensive line, I know we are stocked at defensive tackle or line. We have a bunch of rotation and depth guys. But let's be honest, they're all coming off of injuries, right?
Yeah.
And you might want to get another fresh set of legs in there that you can get in the second round. This guy's a monster. He definitely plays the 3 technique. He's mean. He's good against the run, and I think he will acquire double teams, and that's what you want. And I think because you want to free up those other guys on your defensive line. This is a good pick, man. You got a bunch of thumbs up before I saw any thumbs down. All right, so
okay, great.
You get the claws, man. It's weird because I didn't think a lot of people were even in on this Jordan Elliott guy because in the mock draft rankings, he's ranked to go late third round.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, and I just don't think they're watching enough film, man. I think if you're getting any thumbs down, those because you just have not addressed you didn't address the position that the 49ers need that the fans feel they need the most. But your guys be on this board.
That's a fair critique. I just think the Niners are going to build in the trenches with their first 2 picks. Now, I see that the next about 100 picks came out, and I didn't see the first few of them. I think I know who I want to go with next, but could you just scroll to make sure that he didn't get picked in the second and third round?
All right, well, let me know the position, and then we'll go and see.
It's time to go wide receiver, baby.
All right, so let's go wide receiver. All right, man, these are the wide receivers that are and
Give me Brian Edwards right now. Give me Brian Edwards right now.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Give me Brian Edwards right now. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in. With the 112th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select wide receiver out of South Carolina. Yes, South Carolina, Brian Edwards. Talk about him right now.
Well, you're looking for someone who complements Deebo Samuel. Deebo does everything well, but if there's one thing he doesn't do as well as the other things, he drops passes. He's a gadget guy. He's good on slants. He's good deep. But you want someone who's like a monster on that dig route, 12, 15 yards over the middle, someone big, someone sure-handed, and that's Brian Edwards. I mean, they played together at South Carolina. That's how Edwards was used. They're a really good pair. And I think they'd be really dynamic together in the NFL. One thing that's nice about Edwards, they used him at South Carolina a lot of the ways that Shanahan would. So that he played in the slot a lot. He ran jet sweeps. He's not just like Denzel Mims is great, but Denzel Mims comes from a very simple offense where he basically stayed outside on the left every single time. On the Niners, you're going to have to play all over the formation, and Brian Edwards already did that. He's a big 6'3", fast receiver who – his speed, height, weight. The Niners don't have anyone like that. And to be able to get him in the 4th round is something you can only do this year because the class is so deep.
I like how they doubled up. You know what would be interesting? It would be interesting if Shanahan and Lynch and the company, if they were watching this guy when they were scouting Deebo Samuel. That would be interesting.
Absolutely.
It's possible, right? Like it's possible.
No question. And like they've tried a lot. They've drafted a lot of wide receivers recently, and not all of them worked out. The guy from the Pac-12 didn't work out so great. The guy from the Big 12 we're seeing, but the guy from the SEC was terrific. Deebo Samuel was totally prepared, so they can feel like, well, Brian Edwards comes from the same program. South Carolina really does develop wide receivers incredibly well.
They do.
Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And they play in the toughest, most physical conference, so I think they can feel. The only reason he fell is because of he had a core muscle injury.
That was it.
And then but he should be okay.
That was it. Hey, man, look, check this out. You got back-to-back applauses. Listen, man, this is spot on, man. You're doing a good job, man. Shout out to Dre for the thumbs up, too, man. He's the hardest critiquer I've ever met in my entire life, man.
What's up, Dre? I think I blocked Dre. I got to unblock Dre.
Yeah, man. So we're on. All right, man. We are in the 4th round, and let's go ahead and resume the draft.
Okay.
Right. Oh man, some guys.
Francis Bernard. Wow.
Yeah. Linebacker. Now I wonder where you're going next. I wonder.
Devin Asiasi. Wow.
Going next.
Okay.
Wait, so you like Asiasi?
Yeah, I do like Asiasi.
I thought I was the only one that liked that kid, yo. And
Hunter Bryant. Oh wow. Okay.
I get he's a little chubby.
Yeah.
I get that, but I mean, up the seam, man. He's running, he's catching, he's blocking. Yeah. He would be a good compliment. Like he would be a good compliment. And he can line up in the backfield. All right. We are at pick 156. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the 5th round. we're at our normal pick. All right. For those, let's just do a quick recap of what we have so far. All right. So 13th pick, we went Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia. We traded with the Chargers, and we ended up getting the 37th pick, and we went defensive tackle Jordan Elliott out of Missouri. So we built the trenches, like we replaced, we're plugging patches into the trenches, right? We're getting better on the arm line. This is where games are won. This is where Super Bowls are won, right? That's the trench. And then we went and we found a stud wide receiver in the third round. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move.
I think that's technically the fourth round.
Fourth round, yeah, 112. We're down to the fifth round. We have 2 picks in the fifth round. Are we drafting at 156?
All right, we got it. We got to go to cornerback now. Let's see who's available. This is later than I like to take corners. I'm the kind of guy that would like to take a corner in the top 15 because I feel like if you're the truth, you're going to go that high. But Robert Saleh and Pete Carroll and all these Seahawks guys feel that if they're going to play zone coverage 85, 90% of the time, you can get guys who fit your system in the fifth round.
Chancellor, all those guys,
yeah. Wow, Michael Ojemudia is still available.
I had here a guy named Reggie Robinson,
but I wasn't expecting Michael Ojemudia to be available, and Reggie Robinson's way down. I mean, if Ojemudia is available, I would probably think they would take him. So let's put him in.
You know, I like these Iowa cornerback guys, man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the 156th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Michael Ojemudia out of Iowa. Talk about him, man. Why this guy? Who does he remind you of that came out of Iowa a couple of years ago?
Who does he remind you of? I don't know.
I mean, he has a.
You say Greg Maben?
No.
No.
Good. I mean, like we play zone, and he just has to be in his spots. And like he doesn't have to be. He's not a fast guy. This is probably why he's going later on in the rap, but he's good in playing zone, right? Like he's good at covering in his spot in the zone. And what was his interceptions?
If you look at the history of the guys that Robert Saleh has drafted, I mean, he's looking for specific athletic traits to fit his scheme more than tape. I mean, he's looking at 32-inch arms at least. You need length. He's looking for a 4.45 on the 40. He's looking for explosive traits.
That's it.
A good jumper. He's looking for agility. I mean, this guy hits all of the athletic requirements, and so basically, he may not be great in man-to-man coverage, but Saleh would feel like he could coach him up to do the things he needs to do in cover 3, just like a Kello Witherspoon or Tim Harris.
Yo, you got 3 applauds back to back to back to back. All right. That's 3 times for Grant, man. 3 times for Grant on the claps, yo. Yo, man, this is a solid pick, man. I didn't expect him to be here either. Like going into the 4th or 5th round. In the 4th round, I probably would have drafted a guy if he was there, like Cameron. But I mean, we got our wide receiver in the 5th round, who I did not expect to be there in the 5th round. I don't think Brian Edwards would drop to the 5th round. I mean, 4th round. And if he does, it's only because of that core injury, which I definitely like how you were able to smack that pick. Oh, breaking news. I'm hearing this breaking news. Get your news ready. Did Goodwin get traded to the Cowboys? What's going on?
What? Did that happen?
Wait, look, we're live, y'all. If this is breaking news, I need to see it. I don't see it. Where is it?
What? Is that true?
I'm just reading what fans are talking. You know what? Until the news comes into one of our sources, we'll just keep the show going, man. But if you guys
showing interest, but I don't think it's happened yet.
Okay, so there's interest from the Cowboys. Hey, man,
don't you dare scare me like that, man. I'll have to shut this all down.
Okay, here we go. They said they're looking to trade him. All right, cool. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna continue on the show. We're still in the 5th round with 26.
All right.
We're gonna speed this show up because I know everybody wants to break that, right? So let's go ahead. Let's get out of this. Let's go ahead and resume the draft. We're going to 176. This is a solid draft, brother. Like this is a team. You know, you didn't acquire a lot of picks. You know, I think we gained maybe 1 extra pick in this draft. And we're filling in spots that we need to fill in. So where are you going at 176?
All right, man.
I feel a little shaky here because the 2 guys I wanted to take here are already off the board.
Okay.
I'm looking at tight end here. Okay. So let's see who's available. I really like Ross Dwelly, but you need a third guy. And what I'm thinking here is it's the question is Jalen Hurd. When they drafted Jalen Hurd, they said he's a wide receiver, kind of. And they kind of wanted to use him as like a move guy like Jordan Reed, I think. I think they might be looking to get another kind of guy like that. And that's why I was looking at Hunter Bryant and
Devin Asiasi.
Hunter Bryant, my guy.
I would probably, with this, if Hunter Bryant's there, I would take him. And I think he might be there on draft night at this spot. But in this case, I would probably go
Dalton Keene, who's a little bit more like Kyle Juszczyk.
But I think that's probably who the Niners would take at this spot.
All right. With the 176th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select tight end out of Virginia Tech, Dalton Keene. Listen, he's a fan. He's a nothing but Niners fan favorite, man. A lot of people have been talking about him. Give us a little bit more information on Dalton Keene, man.
So he's a little bit like Kyle Juszczyk. He can play tight end. He's a little bit small. He's 6'4", 250, 240. He could play tight end. He could play H-back. He could play fullback. And he's a strong guy. He's a good blocker on the move. He could probably block well enough in line, like Juszczyk can. But Juszczyk's going to be a free agent in a year, and they maybe need to start looking for a replacement or an heir apparent. This guy could be that.
Wow. Listen, man, I love the interaction from the fans, man. Listen, I mean, you're slaying this draft, bro. I'm almost hoping the 49ers go in this direction. So that way I can have some relief and some stress off of my brain of, which wide receiver they're going to draft first. I'm good. I'm definitely good. All right, so let's continue to go, man. That was our 6th round pick. We got 2 picks to go in the 7th round. That was our 5th round pick. We got 2 picks to go. We got a 6th round pick and then 2 picks to go in the 7th round. All right, so we're at 210 right now.
Okay.
So let's leave what you've addressed so far. You've got an offensive tackle, probably one of the best. That dude is strong too, by the way. Yeah. We didn't talk about his strength. You got a defensive tackle, you got a wide receiver, you got a cornerback, and you got a tight end. Now, surprises. Give your last 3 picks. You gave me what the 49ers are probably going to do with the first 5 picks. Your last 3 picks, give me what you would do.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, let's do it.
I'm up. All right. So, okay,
let me go. These are people who are going to be ranked real low. I don't think
Pro Football Network knows about my draft gems. So let's go to corner.
Give me your draft gems, baby. Let's double up. All right, we're going to the cornerback position.
Now look for a guy named Reed Harrison Ducros. You might have to go down.
He might down. Yeah, he's not even in the pool.
He's not even in the pool.
Okay, well, I'm picking this kid. Can I pick him anyway? You need to know about him. He went to a place called Duchesne. He's 5'9". He ran a 4.39. He ran a 3.85 20-yard shuttle. He ran a 6.42 3-cone drill. Wasn't invited to the combine. He's the kind of guy I like to take in the 6th to 7th round. A dude who maybe didn't get invited to the combine, but shows some incredible athletic traits. A boomer bust guy. Not that he's a bust candidate. It's just he has big time traits. You're trying to hit home runs in the 6th round. And this guy could be a nickel back that replaces K'Wan Williams in a year, because I think that's an important thing to look at. DJ Reed hasn't shown much. And if K'Wan Williams were to get hurt, I think the nickelback would be Jimmy Ward, not DJ Reed. Yeah, I think that's actually a position in need. And I'm surprised that they don't have him in here, because he's going to get drafted with those pro day numbers that he posted.
All right, man. Look, he's not in here, and fans want you to pick people that are on the board. All right, so
all right, well, then let's pick some other corner. I don't know.
There's a couple of corners that you like.
Hey, pick Reggie Robinson. That's the guy I like.
There you go.
He's not a nickel, but you can't have too many outside guys. And he's another one who fits the system. He runs a 4.44. He's a 6'1" guy. Yeah, Reggie Robinson.
All right, so we'll go with that. I like that gem, though. So I'll tell you what, if you got gems and they're not on the board, save that for after the draft. Sure. So that way I get, and make sure you text me those guys. Look them up.
Okay.
All right, here we go. With the 210th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select cornerback out of Tulsa, Reggie Robinson. Talk a little bit about Reggie, man, because I know everybody likes him.
That's just another height, weight, speed guy who fits the defense. I mean, Robert Saleh isn't looking at you in the draft if you're not 6'1", 6'2", with a 4.45 and long arms. He's just not looking at you. If you're smaller than that, he'll be like, okay, well, I can get someone like that after the draft, like Emmanuel Mosley, 5'11". I can find guys like that. He's looking for, the real premium dudes who fit his system. And here's another one.
I tell you what, I'm gonna try this. Give me that name again, and I'm gonna see if he's even in here as the prospect. What was the guy?
Okay, his name is Reed, R-E-I-D.
Nope. John Reed. So he's not in here.
All right. Well, okay. Well, the next I got one more, but the next guy's gonna be in this list.
All right.
My next pick.
All right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna resume the draft. We're at 217. All right. All right. Where you want to go?
Okay, I need to make a decision. So show me which offensive linemen are available and which receivers are available, because I might double up on receiver.
We'll go wide receivers. All right. So I'll blow it up so you can see.
All right. And scroll down.
Oh, I see a sleeper right now.
I still haven't seen mine.
So you got gems, man.
Oh, okay. So he's going to be there. All right. And then let me see the guards.
All right, here we go.
Okay, give me Michael Onwenu.
All right, man, here we go. All right, with the 217th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select guard out of Michigan, Michael Onwenu. Talk about him.
Well, he comes from Big Ten. He comes from an offense where he's doing NFL blocking schemes. And the 49ers, they need a guard. They lost Mike Person. They have Daniel Brunskill. They could use one more guy. And I don't know if they met with this guy at the combine or if they had a virtual meeting with him, but they have met with this kid. And it seems like he would be a good option in the 6th round, 7th round.
Yeah, man. That I was trying to tell people the other day, man, like the Wolverines run that zone blocking scheme very well. Like, I mean, if you go and watch their film, like those running backs were just gashing like 15, 17, and these weren't even like really great running backs. Can you imagine if they had some of the great running backs that are going into the draft? So, it's weird. It's amazing because Cesar Ruiz is getting a lot of credit because he plays the center position and he can also fight over the guard. But the rest of the offensive line seems to be ranked low, and it just works so well as a unit. Me being a Michigan fan, I mean, I watch every game, but I'm just saying, like, that's the Big Ten does one thing really well, and they create offensive linemen. Like that's what they do. The whole Big
Michigan's
Ten.
been doing it forever. So if you can get a guy like this with all this experience in the 7th round, why not?
I totally agree, man. That's a good pick. I posted this comment up there because they put the name up there, so I'm gonna make sure I take a picture of that so I can look him up. They know about this guy. Like they know about the guy you're talking about, and that's pretty cool. I can't wait to look him up. All right, man. I saw a thumbs up, so I'm telling you, man, you got one thumbs down so far, and it's only because CeeDee Lamb was on the board and you took that.
I probably would give that pick a thumbs down too. I mean, I would take CJ Henderson. It's not what I would do, but I just think it's kind of what NFL people do. They go for the safe pick and take the offensive tackle. And then the way the Niners are thinking is if they don't take Andrew Thomas and they let it ride with Joe Staley, when's the next opportunity that they'll be drafting high enough in the 1st round to take someone who's a legit left tackle? I mean, unless you feel that Mike McGlinchey's that guy. And apparently they don't feel that. So that's why I think they're going to do this. But anyway, I accept that thumbs down. Let's get to the last pick.
All right, man. The last pick is you're on the clock.
Okay.
All right. Take me back to wide receiver and go down to like 350.
Oh, whoa. Another gem.
Yeah.
So, as far as they go down is 330.
Oh, 323. Aesop Winston Jr.
Oh, my God.
A local kid.
All right, man.
Sarah High School, San Francisco City College, Washington State. He's 5'11". He was super productive in college. I mean, he was Gardner Minshew's guy. He played even better in 2019. He can play the slot, which I think is a need. I mean, last year it was supposed to be Trent Taylor. He got hurt and had a bunch of surgeries on the same injury. His body has broken down a little bit. He's small. You wonder what kind of future he has. And then after he went down, the slot receiver sort of became Emmanuel Sanders, who's gone. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners either double up on wide receivers or take this kid as a undrafted free agent. The thing is, he wasn't invited to the combine, but he's one of these kids who did a virtual pro day. He ran a 4.42. If teams feel that that's legit, he's a 5'11 guy, 190 pounds, running a 4.42 with big time production at a major conference. He's getting drafted. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes before this. I just saw in this simulator I could get him late. I think a lot of teams are probably looking at taking him in the 7th, maybe even the 6th. Easop Winston Jr. could be the slot receiver right away.
All right, let's go ahead and announce that pick. With the 245th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select wide receiver out of Washington State, Easop Winston Jr. Hey, man, you just gave us a great rundown on this kid, man. I'm not too.
Let me tell you one more thing about Winston, too.
Yeah, man, talk.
The thing he has better than his number one attribute is his, I don't like to say hands, it's his hand-eye coordination. He doesn't drop passes. He has huge mitts, and he's sure-handed. Like, even though he's not big, he's about the same height as Debo. He is the kind of sure-handed dude you would like next to Debo. And he's the kind of guy that Jimmy Garoppolo would really trust. Dante Pettis is in Jimmy's doghouse because Dante doesn't fight for the ball. He could drop anything at any time. This kid isn't like this. This is like a quarterback's best friend.
Wow. Which was Trent Taylor until the injuries.
Right. I mean, Jimmy and Trent Taylor hit it off instantly.
Yeah. Guess what you got? What I want to know is, how do people know about this kid? Like, how do they know about this kid? Yo, like you didn't hear much about him until his pro day, which is what you just talked about. I have work to do. I have tape to go watch. I said I was trying to watch tape, and I guess I got some film I need to go look at. And I'm going to try to convince myself that this is a guy to definitely look at. The one thing I love about Kyle Shanahan, and correct me if I'm wrong, is he doesn't always go after those flashy guys. He goes after the right guys. And what you saying, the Trent Taylor, as much as we're rooting as 49er fans, as much as we're rooting for Trent Taylor, man, he's a great guy, great personality, and we're rooting for him. Like, how much more can his body, withhold being a wide receiver in the NFL? And that's the hard part, man. I don't think a lot of us think about how our bodies just break down. It happens. It's natural. It's something that happens. And when you play football, it's accelerated, right? So
the thing about taking Winston with the last pick, it doesn't kick Taylor off the roster. I mean, it gives him every opportunity to get his feet back underneath him and become the productive player he was. But if he can't do that, then you have a nice security blanket that you didn't spend much draft capital on.
Wow. Hey, man, you're getting some grades, man. Like I know you can see some of these. Let's see. One guy gave you C+.
That's fair. I agree with B+. I mean,
B+ is your first round.
That's fair.
You got a B+, you got a C+. I think the lowest grade you got was a C. All right, so that's not bad, man. And I'm telling you, it's only because of that first pick. I you know what? They won't like that pick.
Yeah.
Right?
If John Lynch makes it, they'll like it more than if I make it.
No. They still won't like it. But I promise you, if they get back to the Super Bowl, they're gonna be tweeting and DMing you, yo, you were right. That was a solid thing. Blah blah blah, all that good stuff. I know this person posted this 3 times, so I'm just gonna post. It's the only person, the lowest grade you got.
That's fair. Whatever. Hey, bring it, Rolls Royce. I appreciate it.
It was because I said the lowest grade was a C. Look, thumbs up, thumbs down, B+, B-, C+. Not sexy, but address needs and the future. And man, that was great, man. Listen. You I think you nailed it. I like the fact that you went the route that the 49ers are probably, you went to their mindset.
I'm trying.
For sharing those last 3 gems, yo. A lot of people don't know about those guys, including myself. And I've been watching film for a minute, and I'm just like, I'm stuck on. Even I have my sleepers. Like, I saw some guys, there was Goudry out of Mississippi. Like, I probably would have, got him up or all that good stuff, man. But yo, you nailed this draft, bro.
Thanks,
you
man.
definitely nailed it, man. Let's just do a quick recap of who you took. All right, and then you can have your final thoughts, and we'll send you on your wonderful way. I know it's early over there. All right, so first pick, 13th pick for the 49ers in the draft, we got Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia. We traded back with the Los Angeles Chargers, and we got Jordan Elliott, defensive tackle out of Missouri. Then we in that trade, we also was able to acquire the 112th pick, and we got wide receiver Brian Edwards out of South Carolina. Then we went and got cornerback Michael Ojemudia out of Iowa. You got Dalton Keene, the tight end out of Virginia Tech. You doubled down. This wasn't the guy that you really wanted at this 210th pick, but you said he was there. You wanted to take a slot DB, but he wasn't in the draft pool. But you did get Reggie Robinson, and I think that's definitely an A+ pick, especially getting him this late. I'm not sure why he's down that far. Then you got Michael Owinu out of Michigan, and then you ended the draft with wide receiver slot guy, true slot guy, Eastside Winston Jr., who you said can become Jimmy G's greatest and best friend, man. You definitely nailed this draft, bro. I truly thank you for being on the show, man. Before you go, man, final thoughts, man, final words, man.
Man, I really enjoyed doing this. This was like a lot of pressure when I realized that I had to be thinking on my toes. And when Devin Asiasi came off the board and Hunter Bryant did too, I was scrambling. But I feel like if I just kept my cool and did the best I could, I feel like at least I didn't do as bad as Trent Baalke might have. I didn't take anyone for an ACL or anything like that. I went through the top 10 worst picks of Trent Baalke's tenure this morning. Wow, he had some misses. I think the one that people forget about, everyone remembers AJ Jenkins, but Tank Harity. I mean, that guy, they took him with the 40th pick and he never fit Vic Fangio's system. It's like he didn't even ask Vic.
We had a 3-4 defense. He was a 4-3 defensive man out of Florida State. He was already injured coming into the draft, so that they thought that was going to be a bargain. They thought they can convert him to an outside linebacker, bro. They made him lose weight. Then he made him gain the weight back when we switched back over to the 4-3. Remember, he got his one chance?
Yes.
And it just didn't pan out, man. And he was a monster at Florida State. Let's not get it twisted. But I think if I didn't pay attention to system fits, like 3-4 guys and 4-3 guys at that time, that was what made me pay attention to it, because Baalke definitely, he swung and missed on.
And that's why John Lynch is so much better than Baalke. Baalke takes a guy like Tank Carradine and goes to Vic Fangio and says, "Trust me, I've drafted players like this before. He'll work out." And Fangio will be like, "But he doesn't. What do I do with him? Like, he doesn't fit my system. I don't want him." And Baalke says, "Too bad. I know better than you." Whereas Lynch would go to Saleh and be like, "I like this guy, but do you like him? Does he fit your scheme?" And Saleh would say yes or no. And if Saleh said no, Lynch wouldn't force a player on him in any round. So, I mean, that's why Lynch is better, even though you can maybe argue that Baalke is a better scout than Lynch because Baalke has 30 years of experience and Lynch was just a player.
Yeah, but is he, if his guys are like,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Exactly. You're right. It's like you can't just draft players without scheme in mind. You can't just say, well, he'll be good, because it's all about the situation you're putting him in.
Right. And I just think if Baalke had a better system team, if he had a defensive guy in his head and an offensive guy in his head, just to give him, hey man, look, this is what we running. Because that Fangio defense, if we would have had the right players rotating with Willis and all those guys, like at this time, woo.
Right. If Fangio had a guy like John Lynch who would actually take input and get the players who fit, that defense could have sustained, and maybe Fangio would have stuck around.
Exactly, man. Or possibly been head coach coming down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, listen, Grant, I truly appreciate you for being my guest on today, man. Guys, make sure you're following Grant. He didn't type his at here in the thing, but it's at Grant Cohn, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's right. Yeah, simple enough.
So, guys, make sure you guys are following him, man. We appreciate you. We applaud you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. Go enjoy the rest of your beautiful morning. I think it's morning out there. It's afternoon here. So definitely go and enjoy that, and I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too, man. Thanks for having me anytime.
Anytime, bro. Peace out.
All right, peace.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, the infamous Grant Cohn was on. Listen, that show went too smooth, man. It's 44 minutes. Right? I got 15 minutes left of show to bring you, and I'm hoping I can break that trade to you, since you guys were talking about breaking news. But I'm going to give you guys out there some credit, man. I expected, Actually, in the beginning, it was like, I can't stand this guy, blah, 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 blah. And then I started, I love this guy. This guy is doing a great job. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is crazy. Like, he is on it. Look, man, guys, he has a job to do, just like each and every one of you. I know 90% of y'all in this mother freaking chat hate your job. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when you got a job to do, you got to do it, man. Listen, man, like that was definitely a good time with Grant, man. That was my first time interviewing him. Not interviewing, but just being on a show with him. And I thought he definitely did a pretty good job on the draft. I know a lot of you didn't like that first pick, but he definitely gave you guys his insight. He said this is where the 49ers 9 times out of 10 would go. You guys hear on the show every single time say what? Listen, they're probably not going to go where you want to go. They're probably going to address the offensive line, so don't be surprised. It's amazing how my boy Nick and my man Grant are in cahoots with this. It's possible that they decide to address the trenches. I will say that the Super Bowl, you could say we lost the Super Bowl because Emmanuel Sanders wasn't fast enough, or you can say that Jimmy G didn't have needed a little bit more time to throw a proper deep pass. It's 50-50, right? So you guys definitely rock this show, man. The thumbs up, the thumbs down, we're killing. I hope there weren't any technical difficulties. Yo, I had to take a break from this stuff because I was beating myself up in my mind with all the technical difficulties. And then again, I said last night, yo, I was watching two of my favorite producers of all time. I mean, Teddy Riley. If you guys follow me, my music stuff, man, you will know that is my guy. Like, that's the guy that people say that I resemble. Teddy Riley, right? I mean, and these guys were trying to go through their hits, but Teddy just, he was trying to give you a show, and it was too much feedback, and it wasn't good for the viewers, and they had to go ahead and call the show. And I was getting into that mindset when I saw a professional person have those same type of errors I was having, where I was swiping screens and you guys was getting the feedback. I couldn't get the sound right, blah, blah, blah. Mike said, set the mic 25 feet back. It could pick up. I'm like, cool, no problem. I got you, bro. I got you. Look, Agent Mo, look, I appreciate you, bro. Yo, it was bad, yo. Agent, that last night was bad. But Teddy's embracing it, man. He is embracing all the errors. He is taking the gifs and videos that people made of him, and he is reposting them, yo. He's a G. Shout out to Teddy Riley. Shout out to Babyface. Shout out to all of you, man. Like you guys, my man, I don't give this guy too much credit. And I'm going to, and it's because he kind of lays low behind the scenes. And his name is Mike as well, but we call him NY to the Bay, yo. And he was following me on Twitter, and he said, yo, I want to bring you in, man. Just stand by. And I was like, okay. I didn't even know what he was talking about. If you guys, this is the story. This is how I broke into the Nothing But Niners family, yo. And and my man Mike NY to the Bay, yo, he was like, yo, I'm all right, man. You ready? I'm gonna bring you in. You're gonna write. I want you to write for these guys. You tweet. You're a diehard fan. You're super passionate, and I love that. And I would love to bring you in. And my man Mike, man, yo, I don't give you enough credit, bro. And it's because you laid too damn low. I need you to lay mid or something like that. But Mike, thank you, brother. Thank you for bringing me in. Thank you for giving me a platform to showcase who the freak I am. And then Mike and Nick just said, yo, just be breezy. That's easy. It ain't easy being breezy, but that's easy being breezy for me. You know what I'm saying? So they allowed me to have this platform, and they told me I could do my own shows, yo. They said, yo, man, do it. Like, we want your content. We love it. So I'm like, cool, man. All I'm going to say is, yo, I appreciate each and every one of those guys from the Nothing But Niners family, man. Even the guys that I argue with daily in and out. It's too many of you to name, but you know who you are, so I'm hoping you're watching. I appreciate you guys, man. And this was a great show. No, I'm not trying to pass 11 minutes. I'm about to sign off, man. I thought Grant had a solid draft, yo. As much as the stuff he puts out and the stuff that he hates about the 49ers and stuff like that, look, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, yo. Let me see if I can go back and share that screen, because if he is able to get some of these guys, let's just recap with him not on the air, but if he's able to get some of these guys, yo, I think we're all set. All right, so let's just go back and recap who he took. All right, now I just want to talk a little bit about these guys. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. All right, I do my workout. I decide if I'm gonna run and do all that type of stuff. Actually, I ran later today, so I just got back in from a run before the show. All right, now when I woke up, I started watching some stuff. I didn't really put on any film, but I started to break down. I wanted to focus more on the offense, guys, the offensive line, because not that I think this is the route that they're gonna go, but it can't go this way. So I started watching, my man Voch Lombardi, and I don't think anyone breaks down offensive linemen, better than him. Just like no one breaks down cornerbacks better than my man Eric Crocker. Like that's just what they freaking do. They like eat, breathe, and sleep that one position, right? So I'm sitting here watching it, and he started going through these guys, and he picked his top 12, right? And I'm like, dang, man, it's some of the people that I thought would be here that not even in here. Yo, Andrew Thomas is a mother freaking mauler, yo. They said, if I'm not mistaken, Voch was like, yo, he's just. Let me see if I took notes on him, yo. I think I got notes, and he said the only thing matter of fact, Andrew Thomas was his top tackle in the draft. He was higher than Tristan Wirfs because he felt Tristan Wirfs should be moved over to guard because then he could just be a mauler because that's what he is. He's super strong. No, he said Andrew Thomas. He said he's not elite in the pass protection game, but he says when it comes to the run, and you guys know Kyle Shanahan wants to do what? He wants to run. He said in the run game, yo, boom. And that doesn't mean that he can't become elite in the pass protecting game. But yo, you don't have to start him right away. And I know a lot of you don't want to draft the offensive lineman because you say, if I'm drafting a lineman at 13, that mother sucker better go in and be starting day one. You're correct. But can you imagine just having like the goodies in the safe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, all right, Staley, we appreciate you. We love everything that you did. Here's your plaque. Thank you for your service for the 49ers. But after you move on, we got the filler. Like, we always say give quarterbacks a year to learn and groom under the system. Give them 2 years, 3 years, blah, 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 whatever. But, yes, Wills is the best tackle in the game. You're correct. Sorry, Jedrick Wills out of Alabama. He's best polished and all. This was his second. Andrew Thomas was his second. But it's crazy. My man G Rogers says, Breezy, do you think they even pick a wide receiver? Yo, it's funny that you say that. And I don't know if I'm getting wide receiver fever because it's coming really close to the draft. Before I answer your question, I just got to shout out Renee. Yo, she knows everything about, I don't know if this is a she or he, but I see a she in the thing, so I apologize if I get this wrong. But this particular person knows everything about Connecticut. Like I know y'all see the stuff. Yale, Hartford, New Haven, pistol waving, like they just bringing it. So keep bringing it. I see your posts. I see your comments. All right. Do I think that they pick a wide receiver? I don't know if I'm getting wide receiver fever like coming down. I'm starting to think that they may not pick a wide receiver until later, like Grant said in the draft. I'm starting to think that later on is where they're going to find their guy. Just like they've been drafting. I don't know if they're afraid to draft a wide receiver at 1, but I think they like picking those safe picks. Yo, Grant said it. He said, I think they like to go safe in the first round. They like to get a sure hitter and quitter. Yeah, they tried with a couple of picks. We haven't seen the true Mike McGlinchey yet. I still think he's learning. They didn't play a lot of zone. Did they play a lot of zone scheme running in Notre Dame? I know the dude for the Colts is a bulldog, but he's a mauler, yo. It's like, your guards need to be super strong and fast, right? And your tackles need to be really good at, quick and turning their hips and protecting on the outsides to prevent the pockets from collapsing. But your guards need to be able to get the heck out and move and push people off the line and stuff like that. So I do think that they draft a wide receiver. So I'm not saying that they won't. I just don't know when. And it depends, yo, because if they only freaking have 2 picks in the first round, Like they gotta go wide receiver, right? Like I know that they might be projected to draft someone in the trenches because if Javon Kinlaw's there, like how do you pass up on Kinlaw? Even though you drafted a defensive guy last year and a defensive guy the year before and blah blah, like how do you do that? But if they are able to trade back, if they are able to make a trade and be able to draft later on in the draft and acquire a pick in the third round, a pick in the or the fourth round, there's going to be some guys out there that they can still get. There's Pittman, there's Mims, there's a bunch of guys that they can go get. There's Rager. I think Cohn and I are the only people that like Rager. I think that's what it is. I know you guys don't like Rager, but I think let me see what Khalil wrote. This is my guy, yo. You guys got to follow him on Twitter. Do you want brand name tennis shoes or bootleg generic tennis shoes? You grab that receiver if it's in there. I agree. Let me repost that. I do agree with that. If Lamb is there, you definitely, you grab him. But is Ruggs that guy? Is Judy that guy? That's the question you got to say. So if Lamb is taken and Ruggs and Judy is there, like, is wide receiver, can't you get Ruggs and Judy out of someone else later on in the draft? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that the logic in that? That's probably the way Kyle is thinking. That's the way I'm starting to think. I'm saying, I want Ruggs. That Tyreek Hill. That's the only thing I'm seeing in my freaking head. Tyreek Hill, but better, right? Better blocker, better route runner, better catcher. Remember, Tyreek had to develop into a decent route runner, and I still don't think he runs great routes. I just think that Kansas City pocket breaks down and there's no one better outside that pocket other than Russell Wilson when it comes to like just extending the play and someone just getting open. Defenders can't cover all goddamn day. I don't care who it is. Deion Sanders wouldn't be able to cover someone all day. All right. So it's just like, and you guys, you got to remember Tyreek Hill went to the 5th round because that guy has some issues like off the field. But I think Brian Edwards is a sleeper, man, and I think that's a guy that they could get. And you're right, Khalil. Look, if Lamb is there, but is Lamb their guy? These are the questions we got to ask ourselves, who is the 49ers guy? Like, we don't know. Just like we are. All of us come together, and I promise you I'm getting off in 3 minutes. If y'all want to take an offering, make sure you pass the plate around. I did see somebody give a contribution in here. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to post it, but I truly appreciate it. I'm going to try to scroll back up and find it. It's really hard when you're running it by yourself. I'm trying to find it. But listen, it's we all can't even agree on one wide receiver because some of you like speed, some of you like grit, some of you like routes, some of us like big, tall, hands, girth, some of us like spectacular plays, some of us like this. There's not one receiver other than probably Lamb that gives you at least minimum all of that, but really good at the play after the catch. Some of you just like a guy that can come in and catch the goddamn ball. Some of you like guys that can catch the ball and get yak. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so we all as a group collectively can't even agree on one wide receiver. It's not like we're saying, draft Jerry Jeudy or draft CeeDee Lamb or draft this guy. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Routes are overrated. It's not just about the route running. The thing that I love about Jerry Jeudy is that he can get open. Like, I don't know if we'll create separation. It's probably the way I should say. I was talking to Crocker today. I got to do better on saying what I'm trying to say because I don't want to confuse you. Jerry Jeudy, I think, creates what makes him the best route runner is the fact that he can get open. Like, we talk about guys. All right. I might have to go a little bit over on time. I hope you guys are cool with that. We're talking about our wide receiver core. And pre-Sanders, right? Pre-Sanders, guys couldn't get open. They were going out. They were running the plays. They were doing their routes, but they just couldn't create separation. Jerry Jeudy doesn't have that problem. And I think the only downside to CeeDee Lamb And the only downside to CeeDee Lamb, hold on, Dre, I see your comment. The only downside to CeeDee Lamb is that he just didn't play in a conference where he played against the best of the best. All right. He said AJ Brown can't run routes. You damn right he can't. But that boy, he could run that 9 route straight down the field, and he's tall and he catches the ball. And that doesn't he remind you of T. Higgins? But I know y'all don't like T. Higgins, right? But doesn't he remind you of a guy like that? I don't know. I don't even remember what AJ Brown's 40 time was. We got to look that up. I promise I'm getting off in about 2 minutes. All right. But yo, man, maybe we'll just do a show where we could just converse and talk about picks, man. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. I truly appreciate you guys. AJ Brown is strong and he's the good route runner. I don't think he runs good routes. I don't think he ran good routes in Tennessee. But I tell you what, on one-on-ones, he was the man. He was the man. Just like Marlon Hollywood Brown. Is he a good route runner? Nah, but he fast. So that's what we're talking about. Like, what do we want to know? What do we want? Speed? If we want speed, you like what did Cohn say about that last pick he drafted out of Washington, East Washington? Where the hell is East Washington? Where Aesop? That's his name. He ran a 4.24 in his pro day. That's faster than Ruggs. What do we want? What do we want? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a show called What Do We Want? You know what I'm saying? And then I'll just let y'all go ahead and talk about what the hell y'all want. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's really hard. Jamie Gomez, like, it's hard to compare anyone to Jerry Rice, but that was my comparison if he succeeds in the NFL. That was my comparison. Like, he reminds you of a guy that will develop in a system and become like Rice-like. No, that doesn't mean he's Jerry Rice. I just think he will become that like Rice-like. Yeah, Rice-like. So, you know, what Khalil was saying earlier was just like, yo, man, if your guy is there, yeah, he did play with Gardner Minshew. Thanks, George. And it does, like Spicy says, yo, it depends on who falls to us. It's unpredictable. You go in there with your draft board, and it happens. Like, remember I did a draft, and I don't know, when we did the roundtable draft with the NBN Crew, and Derek Brown was staring me in my face, and y'all were like, Tony was like, this ain't realistic. Yo, it can happen. It could be a guy that you didn't think was going to be there, and a guy that you want, and you see the guy that you wanted, but you just didn't think he was going to be there, and you got to draft that guy. Thank you, was Washington State. Appreciate that. All right, man, it's your boy Breezy, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks to our special guest, Grant Cohn, for coming on. I'm hoping the guys bring you a show this evening because it's draft time, man. We got 4 days to the draft, and it is about to be fireworks, man. I think Mike and Nick got something special for you guys. Of course, we're going to do our original draft show and all that good stuff. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be electric. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the house. I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to decorate and, you know, draft or whatever. It's weird because everything is virtual. I'm hoping no one messes up, but I'm sure someone will. And I think Judy did run a 4.45. But guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and sign off, man. We're going to prepare for glory. We're going to anticipate pain. But the one thing that we're always going to do, no matter how much we argue, get along, and all that good stuff, we're going to always remain faithful. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy 49ers Breezy. We're out, man. Peace.